Hello everybody. Welcome to the very first interview in my new series, which is called Pain Points and Passion. I am a copy editor. I love alliteration. So I love that the pain points and the passion have got three P's in. But I also think that these two things are very, very important to when you're trying to communicate what you do to people and when you're trying to reach your ideal clients. My first interviewee, guinea pig, thanks very much, Caroline, is Caroline Ross. She has the best company name. It's Namaste Fitness. Namaste obviously is a greeting. It's the name of an Indian greeting, isn't it, I believe?
In yoga, yeah.
So you've got a great play on words there. So welcome. Thanks for having this little chat with me. And shall we start by, would you just like to just tell me briefly what it is that you do and who for?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a pre and postnatal personal trainer. I train mums primarily outdoors all year round to boost their physical and mental well-being.
Fantastic. So a fitness coach for mums. That sounds
Yes.
like probably very needed. So,
Yeah.
so let's go to the first point of this and the first part, which is to do with pain points. So this is a kind of a bit of a buzzword that a lot of people say. You've got to make sure you talk about people's pain points. So what do
Mm.
I mean by that? So what are the problems that people come to you with, the things that they're struggling with, that they feel like you might be able to help them with? Give me an example of what a pain point might be in your business.
So a lot of mums come to me and tell me that they feel broken. Their bodies are broken. Maybe they've had a traumatic childbirth or an emergency C-section, for example. The recovery is not that quick afterwards. So they feel broken. Their core is broken. Their pelvic floor it is weaker. And they don't feel strong. They might have some back pain. I get a lot of those coming. They're not the only ones, but that's a big chunk of it. Perhaps they haven't exercised before, their baby is getting heavier, and they realize that it requires a lot of physical strength to be a mom and to continue getting stronger as your child gets stronger or bigger.
Are they saying my body feels broken? Is that words that often they actually use? Because it sounds
Yeah,
it's
they
very
actually use
strong,
those
isn't it?
words. It's very strong, isn't it? And I always say to them, that you're not broken. They might feel that way, but a lot of it is just sort of, we're going to start where you are, meet you where you're at, and then we're going to get you safely and progressively stronger each week and each month. But it's quite an important, I think, the language that mums use about themselves. Often they do say that, and we do end up believing what we say about ourselves. So I'm an NLP coach as well, neuro-linguistic programming coach. So I pay quite careful attention to what my mums say, and I try and gently just coax them into using slightly softer language, or I'm going to try this. I'm not strong enough yet, but
But
just gently just moving the dial a little bit.
work in progress.
Yeah, a work in
Right.
progress.
So that's
Exactly.
a very clear pain point that they might come with. So then let's move to the passion bit. So presumably you're passionate about what you do. You've started up a business. So what would you say it is about what you love doing that actually helps mums postpartum with this kind of problem or this challenge?
So I felt broken myself. I tore my pelvic floor after my first child. After my second, I got multiple hernias, and I had 3 rounds of surgery. I also have a hip condition. I have a ton of problems, scoliosis. And I think just I had to really be kind to myself. I had to work closely with physios, and I sort of studied and learned a lot about my own body to heal myself, both my body and my mind. And then I just realized, well, there's lots of other women out there who are going through the same thing. And I think I feel so much stronger and feel so much better in myself today. So I know it can be done because I've done it myself. And I just want to help others who go through the same thing. I've been there, done that. I know how hard it can be, but I also know that there are solutions, that there's help out there. I think it's very common. Yeah, sorry, it's very common to shove these things under the carpet. I see that a lot. And I think it's really important to not just be calm and stay calm and keep and carry on. I think it's really important to sort of admit that no, there is something here, but also then going, well, what help can I get, and what's the most appropriate help?
So what you're bringing partly is your story, is your background, your own experiences. And it sounds like what you're passionate about is bringing all the benefit of your experience and what you've learned to other mums who are maybe having some of the same struggles that you had. Um,
Yeah, partially, because I get people coming to me who say, well, I had a 30-year-old trainer, male or female, and they had no clue what I was talking about. And I think just having been through it myself, I'm a lot more empathetic. I pick up on things a little bit faster. I'm obviously trained. I've qualified with physios to do what I do, but I think that the added bonus of having gone through it myself, they know that they can share with me. I'm not going to judge them. I'm not a 30-year-old, as you can tell. Wait, that was a long time ago. I'm not your perfect. I don't have a perfect body. I'm dealing with my own issues, but I'm a big believer in, just do the best you can and get stronger and feel better every day. And it's definitely possible, but it's hard to do without help. I couldn't
Yeah.
have done it completely on my own. And I think it's very hard for mums because they're already caring for children. They're already in a caring capacity. It's very hard to have enough bandwidth to care for themselves. So I think that's where
The time
reaching out,
and the
yeah,
headspace
reaching out
or
to
the
me or
energy.
or reaching out to maybe a women's health physio if they've got quite severe, whether it's a pelvic floor issue or abdominal separation can also be really helpful.
So this is a great example. So the pain point then is that you have women coming to you who've had a child at some point in the recent past, and their body feels broken, and they need to get stronger. And that because you managed to do that for yourself, and you've developed the skills, you've got the trainings, and you're passionate about helping these women get stronger. That's the passion bit. And so that's all very interesting. And I was just wondering, do you have before we wrap up, do you have like a top tip as a fitness coach for mums, just to share with people listening?
Look after your pelvic floor. I know. I mean, I say this every day of the week, and no one likes to hear it. Trust me, we all find it a bit boring and repetitive. I've been there. I'm there. So I'm doing them now as we speak. But, it's like brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth. Please do it twice a day for the rest of your life. Because our pelvic floor, unfortunately, the muscles weaken as we get older, especially as we hit menopause and we lose our female hormones. Any issue that you're facing today is just going to get magnified later on. The problem does not go away on its own. So please just take it into your own hands. Do your pelvic floor exercises
Nobody else
twice a
can do
day.
it for you.
No one else can do it. No one can see you doing it. You can be doing it at a bus stop or like me,
You're
just
doing it
sitting
on a
here
Zoom
doing lift
call,
and squeeze on a Zoom call. Hopefully you can
networking.
keep talking while networking. So, but please, the pelvic floor is a very central part of the body in terms of location. It's got a lot of functions. And if we don't look after it, other nearby muscles will start filling in, the role of the pelvic floor, and you'll start having problems elsewhere. It could be back pain, it could be issues in other locations. So please look after your pelvic floor. It's really worth it. That way you can also jump on a trampoline with your child one day
And
without
don't have to
risking a
worry.
leak, or run for the bus without risking a leak. It's worth
Yeah,
it.
I'm sure a lot of mums can relate to that. And are you offering anything at the moment that would help people with their pelvic floor exercises?
I do have a pelvic floor ebook, which is free. You can download it off my website. Lots of super simple. It's written in very simple language because I'm a tired mom as well, so I only do simple short sentences. But it's very straightforward. Have a read, and then if you need more help, then reach out to maybe your local women's health physio, or you can always email me.
That's lovely. Thanks very much, Caroline, for sharing all of that. So I'm going to include your website link in the post, and we will share this on Instagram for those who might need help in this area. So it's been lovely to chat with you, Caroline. Thanks very much for being my first guinea pig with the
Oh,
pain
you're very welcome. It's a
passion
pleasure.
interviews.
I
And
love your alliterations.
lovely. Thanks very much. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.